What's good, guys? Your boy, Mr. Old School Ryder. Come back at you one more again on the Ryder's Book Club. I have a very special guest. I have Mr.
Robin Marvin.
Tell us about yourself, Mr. Marvin.
My pseudonym, author pseudonym. Well, every time I get in a position to tell people ask me to tell me about myself, I have to give them a little backdrop of who I am. My name is Marvin Griffin. My author pseudonym is Robin Marvin. I'm from Miami, Florida, Dade County.
Stand up.
Born and raised. There's where I lived a tumultuous lifestyle until one day, I would say a perilous lifestyle. A vicarious lifestyle until one day it came to a screeching halt. And at that point, that was a turning point in my life at 31 years old. And from that point, I think I caught, from choosing the wrong course in life, it led me to a prison life. And one thing I would like to explain to people about prison life is that prison is a place that can shape lives. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what happened to me. I found myself in a situation where I was in prison receiving 30 years of life. And I had a decision to make, just like I had a decision to make at my early stage, adolescent stages in life. And I chose to become an author, a writer.
Oh, man, you got some heat over here, man. Tell us about your series that you have right now.
Well, to fast forward, I started writing, I would say, in the year 2000.
Oh, just getting out of high school, too.
Yeah, now that was the year 2000. My first book was an autobiography called The Making of a Thug. The Making of a Thug, a poetic version. What happened when I finished writing that book, I started studying, and I learned that writing a book coming out as a first author, as an author, wasn't the best idea. So I started to study fiction. And my first book in the fiction genre was probably The Holy Ghetto. At that time, urban books had just started coming around. You had authors like Terry Woods and Vicky Stringer and all these old household names that was kind of coming out behind Donna Goines.
Oh, yeah, I like his stuff, man. Yeah. I got quite a bit of
I think he probably was a pioneer of hood books, at least one of them anyway.
Yeah, he painted a very good picture, man, of that particular lifestyle in every book he had, man.
Yeah. He kind of died off for a minute, though. And some kind of way, the urban genre crept back up into the mainstream of urban life and commercial life, mainstream life. And at one point, urban books was even outselling mainstream books. People don't know that.
Yeah, that was facts on that.
Yeah, it was facts on that. It was outselling urban books, urban films. And so that's what kind of attracted me to want to become an author myself. I didn't know if I ever had the wherewithal to be an author, but sometimes, like they say, you plan and God planned, and God is the best of planners. So I found myself in prison, wanting to be an author, and I started to study the craft, And initially, my books didn't start off as a series. I had to develop it into a series over the years. You know what I'm saying? I was just writing books. You know what I'm saying? And I think the book, my first fiction book, hook book, was The Holy Ghetto. The next book was Knock Knock Who's There, and the next
you gotta book get those. It's a classic, man. I'm trying to tell you guys.
Blood on My Hands. I need to get it. This book initially was Blood on My Hands. It was rated 5 stars on Lulu.
Oh, that's big time right there.
Yeah, it was rated 5 stars. What happened when I went and looked at and studied Amazon, there was too many titles on there with Blood on My Hands, so I changed the Sweet Prince of the Ghetto to kind of give it the original flavor.
That's a great title, man.
Yeah, so that's what happened with that one. So I just started writing, man, and once the craft got into me, I couldn't stop writing. You know what I'm saying? I had to choose a life where I wanted to just be more in prison or become this writer to influence lives. And the main thing about my experience in prison was I wanted to get out at some point and pursue my authorship. but it was elusive. I couldn't grab it. Everything I was trying was failing. And at some point, I just kept writing. You know, I couldn't stop. I was getting these ideas about writing, and it wasn't until 2016 is when I realized I had a series on my hand. And I realized that because I was watching guys watch the Empire one day. And I'm sitting there watching how they was enjoying the Empire, and some telling me, man, you might have a series. And so I went back and I went through all my books and I correlated them into a book series. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, at this point, I have 18 books in this book series. I have 3 books, which is motivational books. And I have 1 book, which is a health and fitness book, which is The Art of Running. And so not only did I write these books in prison, but I started my own corporation in prison, Marvin's Bookshelf. You know, I changed my name from Marvin to Navrams. When you look at my name, it's Nivrams, is Marvin spelled backwards. I changed my street name from Robin Marvin to my author pseudonym. And my goal with that Robin Marvin pseudonym was to kind of like make it a symbolic, like now I'm trying to rob the book industry. You know what I'm saying? And so the whole negative aspect of my life, I wanted to reel it into a positive aspect so people can not look at all the bad that I've done that caused me to go to prison, but look at the good that prison brought out of me. And that's saying a lot, because not everybody should have to go to prison to become good. But sometimes that's just the path that God has to make for you, because you may be just one of those people that won't listen like I was. You know, nobody could tell me anything. So short from dying or killing me or whatever, God sent me to prison with a commitment. I thought it was unbearable at some point of 30 years of life. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's a long time, man.
Yeah, well, you know, that's easier said than done, you know. Not only is it a long time, it's almost you have to be, like I said, you have to be kind of insane to sit in prison. I spent in prison over 23 years. You have to be almost insane to kind of like get yourself to not go crazy with all that time. So it was difficult. It wasn't an easy task by any stretch of the imagination doing 30 years or waking up every morning with that type of commitment on your mind. And so I had to find ways to escape that reality that haunted me every day. And writing and exercising was how I escaped it. You know what I'm saying? And when I say I escaped it, it was amazing, because I never seen myself as an author. You probably never seen yourself as an author. A lot of people never see themselves becoming and what they become. You have to go through certain trials and tribulations in life to kind of like realize what God placed you on this earth for. You know what I'm saying? So I started my own corporation in jail. I created a strategy to promote myself while I was in jail, because I knew nobody knew me, and I was gonna have to find something that would separate me from the rest of the herd. It wasn't just enough for me to write about things that I experienced in my lifestyle, because it's hard kind of convince people to spend their hard-earned money on something that they have to sit there probably for 4 or 5 hours for 2 or 3 days to read. So what I did, you know, I didn't create it. I read a book called Guerrilla Marketing. And what I did was I made 2 mystery contests out of it. And this book here is about a gang out of Opalaka. And it's like 9 of them in the gang. And you got to figure out in that gang who was Knock Knock. You know what I'm saying? Knock Knock is someone with a guilty conscience. He don't want the drugs in this community anymore, even though he was a part of that ravaged reality. He's no longer at that point. And so Knock Knock has infiltrated this gang, and he's telling on the gang, trying to bring him down.
Yeah. Oh, we live right now. Okay, get yourself. We live. Yeah. Sorry, guys. We have one of our guests pulled up for a second. I'm sorry, Marvin.
That's no problem. That's no problem. So anyway, I was telling you, you got to figure out who Knock Knock is in this series, and I'm gonna give you, if you figure it out, $10,000. You know, this book is a part of a 18 book series. To be exact, it's 18 books in this whole series, which I'm also working on making out a movie series, and preferably on Netflix. And this book here is about a college student that's been kicked out of school and he's having a rough time. And what happens is he meet this wealthy female who's being battered by her husband, and she hires him to kill her husband.
Oh man!
But somebody knows after a while his secret, and now they're blackmailing. And there's someone in his immediate circle. So you got to figure out who is blackmailing him. And if you can figure out who's blackmailing him, then you win $10,000. And there's 3 parts to each one of these books. It's 5, 6, and 7, and 2, 3, and 4. So the contest kind of lasts like 1 year. That's how I designed it. So you're gonna be giving away clues to these books as we go along on Facebook. Kind of like it's a marketing strategy. It's to lure readers to my craft and build my own audience.
That sounds exciting too, man.
Yeah, I worked a long time on it. You know what I'm saying? And for years I sat and I begged and I cried and I did everything that I could do to try to make this dream of becoming an author a reality. And I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it.
So you're independent right now, right?
I'm independent.
Oh, you're doing this all right. So you put in major work, man.
I put in everything you see.
The way you got your stuff set up, you think somebody backing you, man?
No one's backing me.
You got a call, you got everything on there, man.
No one is backing me. No one would accept but my videographer who believes in me, Mr. Sean. I mean, he's been phenomenal with me trying to accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? People like you giving me a platform. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's been a long time coming, man. I've been trying to get you on here for a minute.
Yeah,
you made it happen, man.
Yeah. I mean, I apologize.
Don't worry about it.
I apologize.
The Ryder's Book Club, we recognize some of the guys behind the wall, man. They got a story to tell.
Yeah, I appreciate it. When we first was scheduled to meet, we just recently opened a store in Albany, Georgia. And we was trying to get it. We still haven't gotten it open yet. So and when you were scheduled to come down, that
was a long drive, man.
Yeah, I apologize.
I think I was in Macon or something. I'm like, hey, we gotta go. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I'm
like, we'll pick this up in May, but we here now.
Yeah, we here now. All praise be to God, man. God's good. God's good. So, like I said, no one is backing me. You know what I'm saying? I just had Sean to create a GoFundMe page, which is Chasing My Dreams. I have a YouTube page saying with the same title, Chasing My Dreams YouTube. And it's kind of like, it's going to follow me building from scratch to this empire that I'm trying to build.
Oh, that's going to be nice.
I got this gold mine I'm sitting on, and I'm be trying to convey this gold mine to people that they don't hear, but that's all good too, because God said I'm gonna hide you in plain sight. You know what I'm saying? I'm going, and the best way you can tell a person's character is when they think they don't need you. You know what I'm saying? That's when you find out who their character is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm surrounded by a lot of people that think they don't need me, so they stay distant. But that's how God does.
That's no surprise a lot of folks, man.
Yeah, but I only been out a year, a little over a year.
Man, you did a whole lot in that time period. I got to give it to you, man. You did that.
And it's not a bragging, but that's just my commitment and my sacrifice that I want to see this thing come to life. You know what I'm saying? I'm also working on, like I said, a movie. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shout out to the author Sincere Dark Skin. He used to be a CEO for years. He's also a book author as well. He's been on the show in the past, but he's a salute to you as well. He said you guys got a lot of stories to tell. Yeah, he's a good guy, man. He's in the area, of course. Dark Skin, we're gonna get you back on here live.
Yeah,
this time around.
Yeah, Dark Skin, come on down. Let's chop it up together. From author to author.
Yeah, he also be trying to help out some of the guys that just got out. Yeah. Things like that. He's a good old dude.
They need help. The guys that's coming out on the street, especially the ones that have been in there for a long stint, needs that type of support. Because you is as good as your support system. If your support system is weak coming out, then the probability of you going back to prison is high. Because people they lose their attention spans easily. I could have been gave up plenty of times. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. I've been receiving opposition after opposition. Is that it's not easy by any stretch of the imagination when you're trying to make a different version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? But what you have to understand is the 23 years that I sat in prison cannot be in vain, because I know in those years God was working on my life. And so now I have to use my experience to work on others' life, and use my experience as service and sacrifice, so they don't have to go through that to find where they were. I had to go through that, unfortunately. If I would have received 5 or 10 years, I would have got back out of prison. I'd have been doing the same thing.
It's pretty much like a mental thing then, right?
I don't know if you can say it's a mental thing. Well, yeah, you can say it's a mental thing, because it's just at the point you got to make a decision what you want to do with your life. It's like I said at the beginning of this thing. Prison is a place that shapes lives. You can find anything you want in prison: drugs, prostitution, gambling, anything that you see in the free world is in prison.
Yeah, I have many cousins. They just keep going back and forth, man. I mean, like you said before, you gotta have a plan before you even walk out the door.
You got to come reach a decision in your life where you say enough is enough.
Yep.
And the thing that I try to emphasize to people is that if you go to prison, you're not the only one that go into prison. You know what I'm saying?
Your whole family, your people that you love, going with you.
Yeah. So I had to I wanted to change my life, and I created these books. You know, I have a and it's just not the books. I have a book club, Marvin's book club. You know, I want everybody to go to log on to this book club, and I want them to join me. Go to my website page. You know what I'm saying? Look at what I'm doing. Look at the transition in my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Albany right now, and we trying to do marathons. We trying to give back. You know what I'm saying? But what I went through in prison can't be in vain. You know what I'm saying? I can't be up here on your platform with a negative message. You know what I'm saying? When you see me, I want you to see my productivity, because I was out of production for a long time.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And it hurt. It's like I said, it wasn't easy. I went through hell. You know what I'm saying? But the beauty of everything that I went through is me right now pursuing my dreams. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I like that, man.
That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it.
I mean, you're a living testimony, man.
I'm a living testimony, exactly. I mean, I couldn't have said any better. When you look at me, you're looking at testimony, because I've been through it all.
Man, 23 years, that's a long time, man. That's decades, man.
Yeah.
But you came out doing something positive for the community, man. Yeah. I mean, once you get your store going, man, that's going to benefit that community that you be set up in.
No doubt about it. And that's the whole purpose. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to attract as many people as I can through my Facebook, my Marvin's book club, my what is that? My website, my contest, we just created my GoFundMe page. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that I did when I first got out of prison, I gave everything away, all my property.
What?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I that property I had been saving for that day, and a day that I didn't even know would ever come.
When you say property, you talking about like land, or you talking about like stuff?
No, like my stuff that I had accumulated while I was in prison.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to keep it, and you know what I'm saying, once I got out, if I ever got out,
you had to get that like a fresh start.
Yeah, I wanted to get a fresh start. You know, I gave it all up. So that was it, and I started from scratch. And so what you see me building right here, you know what I'm saying, I built it from the mud.
Oh, that's gonna be like tenfold now with that.
I built it from the mud. You know what I'm saying? I got these 26 manuscripts, and I'm gonna need help with supporters like your fans and the fans that we have accumulated since I've been out, which have been a lot of people, and I like to thank all of them for supporting me, the likes and and the follows. I'm deeply in gratitude to you. You know what I'm saying? But we have a lot more work that has to be done.
Oh yeah, it's coming for you, man. Just keep working.
Yeah,
you got it, man.
And we trying to reach 100,000 purchases of either one of these books. That's all you gotta do is be the 100,000 purchases of either 2, 3, or 4 of this book, or the 100,000 purchases of either 5, 6, and 7 of this book. And if you're the 100,000 purchases of either book, I'm gonna give away a GT Bentley. So when you talk about sponsors, you are the sponsor,
man.
The fans, the supporters. Because without you guys, none of this would be possible.
That'll work right there. Yeah. So tell us where we can find your social medias and where we can buy your merchandise and everything.
Well, I'm on Instagram at Marvin's Book 66. I'm on Facebook at Marvin Griffin. I'm on my website is NIVRAMS bookshelf.com. Again, that's NIVRAMS bookshelf.com. So go on there. I got a lot of fascinating things for you on there. We're gonna be having audio books on there where you can go on there and listen to each chapter one by one per $1 a chapter though. So, but I'm gonna be reading my own books. You know what I'm saying? There's no voiceover. I mean, I wish I could have a voiceover. I wish I could afford a voiceover. Somebody with a nice.
I mean, sometimes you gotta do it yourself.
Voice. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. That's the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying? And we're having a little problems with our web host right now with the website, but right now it's still up, and we're trying to make a decision right now. We're gonna keep these same people or do it on our own, but it's all a process. It's all a process. It's not. No one said it's gonna be easy.
I mean, the thing you gotta do is just gotta get out there and get a feel for it.
Yeah,
you can always make adjustments.
Yeah, you got. But the thing about making adjustments is that we've been me and my videographer and my other partner, we've been going back and forth with these people for at least 3 months, and it's kind of like put us back 3 months because the contest is a year. So now we have to start the contest with 9 months because we've been going back and forth with these 3 months with the web host, Town Square. What's the name of them?
Oh, I'm gonna put them out there, man.
Yeah.
No, we're not gonna embarrass them right now. Hey, we might figure it out, man.
Yeah. So we gonna we trying to make a decision on what we're gonna do about that. But all in all, it's all been a blessing, man. Everything is moving superb. You know what I'm saying? You invite me on here, me traveling up. This is my 3rd podcast interview in the last 2 days.
Oh wow. Yeah, you've been rolling.
Yeah, I've been rolling.
Yeah, I think you went to New York like recently, right?
I went to New York. Now, New York was my first one. If I add New York, that's like 4 to my recently in the last couple of days. I had 2 in Albany, Georgia.
You've been rolling. You've been rolling, man.
Yeah,
So I'm going to ask you a few other questions here since we getting towards the midway point. What would you suggest for somebody that want to write a book for the first time? What are your suggestions on that?
Well, if you want to write a book about something, whatever it is, you have to be serious about it. You have to make a commitment about it. Because one thing about writing a book is that you have these thoughts in your head all the time. So the first thing you want to do is you want to come up with a title. If you're serious about writing a book, if you're not serious, you're going to think about it and you're going to lose your ideas, and the dream is going to formulate in your head and they're going to die. But if you're serious about writing a book, you got to start writing notes. And what I mean by start writing notes, you got to look at everything in your life as material. Everything around you is material. Depending on what type of book you're trying to write, you want to try to study that craft. You know what I'm saying? And the main important thing is about wanting to write a book is getting it out your head and into something more physical. But this can be, most of us have books right here in our head. We just never took the time out to put them into that physical form. And you'll be amazed once that book come out of your head and you got that manuscript in your hand and you flipping through those pages and you like,
it just come alive.
Yes, it's like, man, these are all my words. You know what I'm saying? So
did you edit your book yourself or did you contract that out?
I did all the editing myself.
Man, that is rare.
Yeah, I did all the editing myself. Only thing I didn't do was the formatting. But the editing part, I did everything myself. But I had to do it myself. I was in prison. These 2 books here I published while I was in prison.
You just did what you need to do and just sent it out?
Well, editing is tricky because what happened with editing is that if it's not in a PDF file, you have, in prison they don't give you the tools to do this thing. It's not like, okay, they're gonna give you some software and all. You got to kind of sneak and do these things
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
So it's a difficult undertaking because now you have to read that same book probably about 3-4 times. Even after you read it 3-4 times, when you send it out, once it go from one software to the next, it's still change some words around. So but no book is almost don't have it's absent any mistake. You're gonna find a mistake here and there in the book. So they're not perfect, but they perfect for us how I got them, and what I'm saying, they just as good as the ever. I still the course of being an editor, I started critiquing, I studied all that in prison. So I know the ins and outs. Word editing, line editing, book editing.
I gotta give it to you guys. When you locked down, you had to be a little bit more creative sometimes.
Yeah.
I gotta give it to you on the book editing part.
Yeah.
Most of the time, that's one of them things people always send out. Then that particular editor kind of fix it up the way they want it for that particular style. But with the way that you did it, that's very rare, man. But it actually got it down right.
Yeah, the thing about editing is there's different types of editing. You have deep copy editing. You have simple editing, and you have, it's like 3 of them. I can't remember it. But a deep copy editor, he's gonna take your story and he's gonna make sure it's consistent. And if he needs to write something in it, he's gonna write it. He's gonna, wherever it's lacking or whatever, got too much in, he's gonna take it out.
Yep.
An editor is not gonna do all that. All the editor's gonna do, he's gonna check and make sure it's consistent. If you have a character in there, that he may tell you, okay, well, you have this character here, you need to get rid of him because he's been in the book you introduced him, he's just there. An editor, he's like a proofreader. The most simplest editor, he's like a proofreader. All they're gonna do is check for grammar and spell checks. So when you edit your own stuff, you become a deep copy editor because now you can look at it objectively and follow and make sure if you know anything about editing. And that's kind of like in it, because if you read your own work, you already know what's supposed to be there. So you already a deep copy editor. You know what I'm saying? You just don't have the objectivity that someone who never had it have, which a lot of books need that. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Because you can read over them, because I know it's my book, I'm gonna read over it. I might read over a line, I may skip something. At times I have done.
Wow. And with that note, what are your final thoughts?
Well, my final thoughts is simple, man. I'm an independent author. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like I said, I thank you for giving me the opportunity for this platform.
Oh, we're gonna do some more stuff.
Yeah, this platform.
We basically just introducing you today.
Yeah, I appreciate it, because I'm not that camera friendly as I come from the street, and it's hard trying to make that transition from street life to this legitimacy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of working with it. But my final thoughts is I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I'm your author. I want you to be my fans, and I want you to give me a chance and pick up my book on my website. Any of my contacts. Once you start reading, I can almost promise you're gonna love them.
Like a bag of layers. You eat one, you can't stop.
Yeah, you can't stop.
You read one, you can't stop.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be traveling around the country for as much as I can. You know what I'm saying? I just got out of prison, so I'm still under a little restraints. I can't move how I want to move.
I mean, at least you was able to come to Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta.
That's what that bag got for us, man.
Yeah.
I mean, once you conquer this, man, you can do whatever you want after that.
Atlanta's a beautiful city. It's a beautiful city, man. I used to be in Atlanta back in the 90s before I got nabbed. You know what I'm saying? Before they nabbed me, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was beautiful then. It's more beautiful now because I can't remember the streets, but I love Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I love Atlanta.
Yeah, it's Black Hollywood for us, man.
Yeah, Black Hollywood. I love the people here. I walked in here, made my videographer, and as soon as we walked in, we were embraced.
Well, yeah, so much love. I'm like, they know you?
Yeah.
People just gravitate to you, man.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I mean, you will be successful, man. Just keep putting your work into it.
Yeah, I'm already successful. I've already.
I'm talking about like you beyond your dreams, man.
Yeah, beyond my dream. But that's the point. That's what I'm reaching for. But you know what I'm saying? Sometimes the success is. I mean, I'm happy because I'm pursuing my dream. I thought I dreamed about this many nights. I stayed up in the ceiling, wondering when the day was gonna come that I could be sitting right here doing this with you. Oh, I didn't know it was gonna be you, but you know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be somebody.
It had to be somebody. You know, here I am.
Hey, why not on the Ryder's Book Club, man?
Yeah.
This book club for everybody. All authors are all genres. We do not discriminate. You can be outside the wall, be behind the wall. You know, it doesn't matter if you got a story to tell.
That's right.
Come holler at me.
And please join my book club. That's Marvin's Book Club on Facebook. We need y'all. Come on in. We got a big discussion we got to make. Come on in and join this club, and let's figure out about these two mysteries: who knock is and who blackmailing word. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be posting clues there pretty soon.
And by the way, you can catch me on Instagram at Mr. Old School Ryder, and YouTube the same name, which is MISTEROLDSKOOLRYDER. Also, my book club is D Ryder's Book Club, which is the way that you spell the Ryders is RYDERS. Just put the Ryder's Book Club. You'll find me on Instagram. Also, my Twitter is the Ryder's Book Club without the D in the front, but other than that. And we're over and we out. We do appreciate Mr. Mark for coming through here today.
Appreciate y'all.
We're going to do some more work here in the future. And shout out to the cameraman in the back. He putting in work. And we over and we out.